So the advice for if I was 20 years old, I think I took all the right decisions as a 20-year-old younger lady. And I think I decided to, I think I would just advise myself to find purpose early, which I did early. I was very clear what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on television, and I was very clear. I worked towards it. Every step of the way, everywhere I worked, I always asked anybody, do you know who works in television? I like to work in television. So I found a way. I found myself in that circle, and I kept mixing myself around that circle, you know. So how do you relax as a couple? What do you do together? We talk and gist. That's pretty much it. I would like to go out more often, but my husband is a homebody. He likes to hang out in the house, so we do more of home stuff. How do we encourage young girls that want to do what you are doing? Young girls, I would like to encourage young ladies. First of all, you see, take care of yourself. Care for yourself. Love yourself. There's nothing stronger than falling in love with yourself. When you love yourself, when you meet somebody in life, no matter where you meet, once he sees that you love yourself, he can only love you more. So if you don't love yourself, you give somebody that, when somebody sees you, they feel like they are the one doing you a favor. But the moment you love yourself and they see how you love yourself, when they come into your life, for them, it's like they're coming, it's like they're adding to that. They now feel, they now get the burden of trying to make you happier because you're already happy as a person. So find a way to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you only treat yourself well. You do the job that makes you happy. Do the things that makes you happy. These things have a way of emanating from our body and our physical self, that people see it and it draws attention to you. So if you're having issues, for example, somebody breaks up with you, don't let it show in your face. Snap out of it. Get that joy back, because when people see you, they must see joy. There was a time I was depressed and I dated different people. All I was doing was complaining. All they were seeing was depression. All they were hearing was depression. It was difficult to date because everybody that was talking to me was just getting problems. My clinical is this, I don't have this, my clinical this, I love my clinical. Just find joy, peace, and happiness for yourself, and every other thing would align. That's what I did. Do you intend starting an academy where you can train young ladies? Not yet. What were the challenges you faced when you just started? I think I've talked about that already. Where did you meet your husband? I think I discussed that. How old are you got married? I got married at the age of 30. Well, 31. But I'm going to be 10 years marriage next year. So at 31, I got married. I met my husband at 30, and we got married at 30. Okay, so somebody's been asking about the other co-hosts. Don't worry, I'll get to the someone said they're asking about the other co-hosts. Don't worry, I'll get to that in a minute. How do you stay happy in marriage, especially when falling out of love? Do you fall out of love in a marriage? I don't know how that's possible. You fall out of love in marriage. Maybe it is possible, depending on the person. But please take this from me. Marry a mature man. A man who's mature, not just physically, has a mental maturity. When a man is mentally mature, trust me, it's a whole different ball game. When he thinks not just about himself, about society, about life. See how he treats his mother, how he treats his loved ones, how he treats his community, what is important to him, his family, his church, his organization, whatever it is that he's part of. Those things that he holds there, they are indicators of the kind of man he is. So that's how you know. Because somebody's asking you, how did you know your husband is the right person? Find out that thing you want, and then find somebody who's responsible. He's confident. Confidence is so important, because confidence is what you need. Confidence and maturity is what you need when things go south in a marriage. When a man knows who himself, he's confident in himself, in who he is. No matter how high his wife grows, it doesn't diminish who he is. In fact, he adds to him and make him better. He feels you're part of him. So that is so important. That worked for me, and it could work for you too. How do you balance your career and personal life? I think I talked about that already. How do you manage a husband that gets so angry and keeps malice at any little disagreement? That's a question for Brown. Please, I think I need Brown in that. How do you manage a husband that gets angry and keeps malice at any little disagreement? I'll call Brown to answer that question. I don't think I can answer that question. Because Brown gets angry. He doesn't keep malice. That's my own problem with Brown. Brown will get angry. He will scream down the house. And 5 minutes later, hey, Morasco, you don't say, Hafa, check out let's hang out. I'm still sulking, you know. I am still angry, you know. I have not finished toying from the anger, from the shouting. He's already hitting me, sweetheart now, Hafa now, let's go out. And I'm thinking, excuse me, I'm still mad. Let's go, leave them, let's go out. So me, I don't know about that one, but I've gotten used to the fact that when Brown gets angry like that, I teach myself to snap out of it fast. Don't solve. Before I used to solve for like 4 days. 4 days reduced to about 2 days. Now, I just solve for like 5 minutes. I solve for like 5 minutes. I just find a way to just get angry, enter the bathroom, get angry, and just come outside because the guy that is outside waiting for me, go check over for me. All right, Brown, there's a question I want you to answer. Yes. It says, wait. It says, how do you manage a husband that gets so angry and keeps malice at any little disagreement? A man that keeps malice.
Honestly, that's a horrible situation.
Don't make anybody feel bad here. Don't make anybody feel bad. Please.
I know.
I'm trying to make people feel better.
Yeah, it's actually a horrible situation because why I think it's a horrible situation is that anybody who gets angry easily at every small thing gets angry and keeps malice. That means the person is trying to sustain a hostile relationship. That person is deliberately trying to keep you unhappy or just avoid you. It may not be the things that seem to be making him angry that are actually making him angry. It may be a man that is fed up, a man who doesn't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Those are the things you really need to find out, because I can't understand that situation where at every small thing you get angry, not once in a while.
So there are deeper issues.
There are deeper issues.
Okay.
It tells of a man who is fed up, who constantly wants acrimony to remain between the husband and the wife.
Right.
That means the man doesn't even want the marriage to thrive. He doesn't want the marriage to grow. He doesn't want a sustained relationship with the wife.
Right.
Those are the key issues I've seen there. And I think it's a matter that should be referred to marriage counselors. Marriage counselors will handle that. Okay. Then prayer, and you need to dig into the root. Why exactly?
There's a reason.
What's the reason why this man is like this?
There's something I want you to say. Can you fall out of love in marriage? Do you fall out of love?
You can't fall out of love in marriage. I will explain. There is a difference between the initial erotic love and the agape love. What I mean by erotic love is the sexual kind of love. You can fall out of that.
Really?
Oh yes, absolutely. When I say fall out of that, it's no more a big deal to you. It becomes secondary to you. You see, at the initial stage of a man's marriage, and it differs for different people. It even depends on when you get married. The initial stage of marriage for a 19-year-old is different from the initial stage of a 40-year-old man. How they feel at the initial stages of their marriages are different because of age. But let's just put it, a 30-something-year-old, at the time I got married, I was a little bit more mature. I think I was about 34, 35. Now, at that initial stage, there is this strong urge for kisses, for sex, for all that. And at a point in time, you outgrow that, whether you like it or not. A time is going to come when all that will reduce. I'm not saying it's going to disappear totally. I'm not saying it's going to disappear totally.
Some men don't agree with you. They say it's every day back to back.
You see, back to back cannot be sustained forever.
Some people are sustaining it in the ground.
No, let's be realistic. The way I was at 30 or the way I was at 19 is different from the way I am at 44. Yeah. It's going to change. So that is going to change. That sexual kind of love, that sexual kind of relationship may actually wane, may actually reduce. But you see, the real love, the agape love, I don't think anybody can fall out of that. It's like a father falling out of love with his children. Is it possible that at a point in time you don't love your children anymore? I don't think it's possible. So if you can perceive your wife that way, as your relation, as a relative, as something, your own child that you are nurturing, that you have given birth to, it's a lifelong kind of love.
So can we connect that response to this person that says, please connect me with Mr. Brown. I want to learn how to manage a woman as a husband. So if you're managing your wife, so you manage your wife as, you see her as your child.
I see honestly, that's the truth. I see my wife bears my surname. My wife is an ambassador of me. I am the Afolabi-Brown. She's a representative of me. She dropped her father's name to bear my surname. So she's bearing my surname just like my children are bearing my surname. So everywhere they go, I am the one they represent. So I think if you can see your wife as your representative, as your ambassador, I think you wouldn't have a problem in managing your wife. There is nothing to manage about women. I think women are nice people. Just be good yourself. You're going to, it's whatever you give is what you're going to get. If you give love, you get love. If you give hate, you get hate. If you give bitterness, you get bitterness. If you give generosity, you get generosity in return. That's my own point of view on this.
Thank you. I think we're good. Yes, we are good. Thank you.